Hey, it's Mazzy here. Some records, 10 records, actually 11. I'm saying 10, but I'm cheating and it's 11. For Elliot Cruz, a vinyl community member who is celebrating a year showcasing records. He's from North Carolina. He's into a lot of roots music. He's a wonderful fellow, loves great rootsy country, bluegrass. Not solely, but that's kind of his main thing. And he's offering up a contest or suggesting that we showcase several records. I'm showing 10 or 11 because that's the way I roll, because I just can't narrow it down for these kind of things. And this is about naked, raw nakedness. This is about stripped down. This is about show something simple, stupid. That's kind of his name, something like that. I'm probably paraphrasing. And then if there's a win, if you win, if you're chosen, you suggest a charity to for him to donate $75 on your behalf to the charity. I was gonna suggest we donate something to the Donald J. Trump vote recount fund, legal fund. But I thought, I think he's fine. He doesn't need this money. So instead, I think, seriously, I'm going to have a link below. And if I happen to be selected, donate to the independent concert venue. I don't remember the exact name. A lot of concert venues, live venues have shut down. There's a fund for independent musicians and clubs to hopefully open up eventually. So I want to support music because I think that's good in the being in the vinyl community here. I think anything else would be totally wonderful. Health, obviously a lot of health organizations, disaster organizations, but I'm sticking with the music here. So I'm going to start with the elephant in the closet. I'm going to start out with something very naked, Let It Be Naked. This is a stripped down version. Now it's not totally stripped down, but basically it's all the extra strings and whatnot that Phil Spector added on to the final Let It Be. A lot of people don't like this. I actually enjoy this as an alternative. I do like without all the extra strings and choir vocals on Long and Winding Road. I'm sure McCartney's stab at revisionism, but so what? Why not? Pretty rare on vinyl. Next year when the Let It Be Get Back sessions come out, I'm sure there'll be variations on this. I don't think they'll issue this exactly, but this is kind of a nice option for Let It Be, because these are great songs. Obviously, you know the music. I have a number of guitar-based and folk records here. A lot to do with, because that's what Elliot is into, but also that's what I'm into. When I think of sort of stripped down, I think of a guy in a guitar, a woman in a guitar, stripped down music. Obviously there's piano music, and there's a lot of things I haven't included, like Bruce Springsteen, Nebraska, or Bill Evans on piano, and a lot of jazz things as well. So when you limit it to 10 or 11, that's what happens. Phil Oakes on Elektra Records, All the News, Fit to Sing, one of my very top folk singers, great protest singer, Angelic Voice. Beautiful record. This is him and accompanied by Danny Kelb on second guitar. Danny Kelb will later go on to start the Blues Project, East Coast musician. Also did records with Dave Van Ronk and the whole New York Greenwich Village folk scene. But this is an important record, and I'm a completist when it comes to Phil Oakes. I love Phil Oakes. Tragically hung himself at a fairly young age. Another singer-songwriter that is not unlike Phil Oakes in terms of his attention to folk music and social and protest music is Billy Bragg. This is a reissue 30th anniversary of his first album, which was an EP really, Life's a Riot, and with Spy vs. Spy. And this particular edition has an extra, basically entire album again, recorded in 2013 at Union Chapel in London. He would come out, I first saw him in, this is I think 83, this first came out. I saw him in 84 opening up for Echo and the Bunnyman at the Berkeley Community Theater, and he just came out with electric guitar, and basically what Phil Oakes does with an acoustic guitar, he just comes out almost like punk, folk, and it's so great. Amongst my favorites. The Archivist and I did a whole feature on Billy Bragg, so including him in there. Another really wonderful record, and it only came out in the UK originally. Not sure if it ever officially came out here. This is the Paul Simon Songbook. This was recorded when Paul Simon, after the first Simon and Garfunkel record, didn't do anything. They kind of like split up, took a break, hiatus, actually split up. Paul moves to London and does his sessions at for publishing, mainly, I think. And these were a lot of the songs that he wrote, like I'm a Rock, Church is Burning, April She Will Come, Sound of Silence, He Was My Brother's Kathy's Song, and all these great songs that he wrote with him alone on acoustic guitar. This is great. This is fabulous. Very minimal, very organic, and very naked. Naked, Paul Simon. Unbeknownst to both Paul and Artie, my buddy Artie, I think it was the producer Tom Wilson, who had worked with Dylan, took Sounds of Silence, added a drum rhythm track and made it a folk rock song. Became a huge hit, and they got back together again. The rest is history. Another great stripped down is a live set. Hot Tuna, Jorma Kakkonen and Jack Cassidy from the Jefferson Airplane. This was live in Berkeley. Hot Tuna's debut record, just the two of them. It's gorgeous. Beautiful record. Hesitation Blues is on here. I love this. This is the original RCA release. Several years ago, it was reissued and expanded on Record Store Day, Legacy, with this very bootleg-like cover. And this is the entire show, as I recall. Also has a guy, William Scarlett, on harmonica on some of it, but it's just really minimal, very folky, very organic. Great vocals by Jorma, and it's great to have the entire show all these years later. So Hot Tuna, minimal, naked, raw, canned, tinned tuna. Another of my favorites, not his first, but Bergianch. Scottish singer. I've showcased him several times in collaboration videos I did on UK folk music and folk rock, the UK folk scene in the late 60s. I believe this is 66, sorry. And this is solo, except there are several songs with John Renbourn on here, who's also, I could have included him, who's doing some great stripped down, minimal, great folk guitar stuff. And then, of course, the two of them would later go on to start the band Pentangle in the UK. This is a gorgeous album. Jack O'Ryan, this is a reissue. Love anything he does. And I'd say any of these folk guitars. There's so many folk guitars. Leo Kottke, John Fahey, Sandy Bull. I mean, you could go wild doing this thing. And of course, you know, by all means, leave suggestions below. But when you're narrowing it down to 10 or 11, it's, you know, that's all you can do. Moving a little bit into, actually, doing more acoustic-y, folky thing. This is the newest I have. This is All the Good Times Are Past and Gone. This is David Rawlings and Gillian Welch, who recorded this during lockdown, during the pandemic in 2020. Very minimal cover, glued on paper cover on a plain white wrapper. This was only available directly through the Red website. Covers including Dylan songs and John Prine songs, traditional songs, and Norman Blake songs. Really gorgeous, well recorded during lockdown, very limited, and a wonderful, naked, stripped down folk country record. Getting a little into, I know Vinyl Richie and some other people started showing punk like the Ramones and the minimal 3-chord sounds, and I was going to go in that direction. The only thing I have in terms of post-punk is a record I've showed several times, and this is from early 80s as well, 1980, I believe. This is Young Marble Giants, UK band. I saw their one tour they did of America in the Bay Area. very minimal. 3 Allison Staton on voice, Philip Moxham bass, and Stuart Moxham guitar and organ. Very minimal, totally stripped down. Wonderful record, amongst my favorite around this time. But it's very intimate, very just this beautiful woman's voice with just a bass, and no real percussion per se, which is kind of nice. So it's totally stripped down. I always highly recommend this. There's an expanded CD version. I believe there's an expanded vinyl version come out with, I'm not quite sure when that is. This is an original Rough Trade UK copy, but love this record, fabulous record. Going into some little piano now, close out with 3 pianists. One who's a pianist and guitarist, and this didn't get a lot of love when it came out. Posthumous release, Prince, Pianos and Microphone, 1983. This is a stunningly beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful, intimate record of just him singing, playing piano, and it's so easy, it's so sweet. He has a medley of 17 Days, Purple Rain, Case of You, Mary Don't You Weep, Strange Relationship, International Lover, and Wednesday on side 1. And then side 2 has Cold Coffee and Cocaine and Why the Butterflies. Amazing sound. I think this should have got more love. I think it should get more love. It's not the big upbeat funky Prince thing like Sign of the Time or Kiss or 1999. It's not that Prince. It's an intimate album that came out after he passed. Came out in, was it 2018, I believe? Yeah, 2018. Another great piano, and I'm bringing it back to San Francisco. This is Loneliest Monk, Alone in San Francisco. This is a hymn recorded in 1959 at Club Fugazi in North Beach, a club I frequented many times many years later, obviously, in the 70s and 80s. And instead of recording in a studio, they just liked the ambience of that large club. Not huge, but, so he has a great sound of the hall. And him on piano, him riding a cable car on the cover. Love it. How can you not like that? Come on, all you San Francisco lovers. But beautiful piano solo stuff. What a great, great artist. I could have picked so much more jazz for this video. I just was not in that mindset right now. But this is a highly recommended album. This is a Japanese 80s pressing of it. So really nice. And lastly, it's a box set that I just love. This is Randy Newman. Randy Newman, to me, is one of the greatest American pop songwriters since 1970. You all know his music. Also a great composer for film scores and the like. This is a box set on vinyl that put together the 3 individuals compact disc that he released. And it's called the Randy Newman Songbook. And what it is, it's just Randy alone with a piano recording all his songs. They all come in just nicely polylined sleeves. This is a 4 LP set, and there's a nice little booklet here that comes in it that has all the lyrics. So of course, Love Story, Sail Away, Mama Told Me Not to Come, Birmingham, Burn On, Short People, Yellow Man, Suzanne, Louisiana, 1927. Now, that song got a whole second, life when it was played right after 2005 Katrina. What Happened Down Here, The Winds of Change, The River Rose All Day, The River Rose All Night, Some People Got Away All Right, Louisiana, Louisiana, They're Trying to Wash Us Away, They're Trying to Wash Us Away. What an amazing songwriter. Political Science, Germany Before the War, Rednecks, You Don't Know Your Ass from a Hole in the Ground, I Think It's Gonna Rain Today, Lonely at the Top, God's Song. I would say this is a stunningly gorgeous record. I remember when I got this, I thought the pressings were a little crackly, but let's not ruin the the moment right now. So 10, 11, solo, naked, raw, intimate, unplugged, personal records for Elliot Cruz, my man in North Carolina. I love you, Elliot. I love this music, and Mazzy loves you. I was going to say vote, but we've already voted. Now we just got to finish counting. Love you.